From a neuroscience perspective, when we look at cognitive function and we look at the neuroscience behind cognitive function, it's really determined by how well your brain functions. So specifically, if we look at the prefrontal cortex, which is this bit up the front, and certain other regions of the temporal lobe, which is sort of on the sides, these are responsible for high-level decision-making, planning, problem-solving. These regions of the brain, they're also responsible for things like maintaining your executive functioning skills, like your working memory, like your goal setting and your organization. We get a little bit lower, a little bit more subtemporal, then we start to tap into things like emotional responses and things. So we want to look at that prefrontal cortex and your temporal lobes primarily, primarily. Now, when we look at the development and the maintenance of cognitive function, this is heavily reliant on other areas of your brain, like your limbic system, which plays a really important role in emotion regulation and motivation. The thalamus, which is tucked up right in here, this basically serves as like a relay center between different regions of your brain, which allows you to like properly communicate between networks, between regions of your brain. You're able to send messages efficiently and effectively. While you've also got other things like your cerebellum, which are going to help you with coordination and timing. And all of these things go and work together to support your cognitive functioning, right? So it's like we can focus on one area, but we know it's going to affect different areas. And when we look at subcortical structures, things like the basal ganglia, these play a direct role in how we choose what actions to take and how we make decisions based on our reward feedback from our environment. If I do this thing, is it worth it, basically? And what we're thinking on a neurological level is the reward worth the effort and the resources that we're going to spend on it? Is this worth it? If the reward is worth $1, am I going to have to spend more than $1 to get the reward? And if I'm only spending 5 cents, gobble, 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 give me the reward, basically, right? So these systems, they regulate our behavior on an unconscious level. And what that does is that allows us to focus consciously our attention on other things like problem solving and planning. So a lot of this stuff is happening on levels that we don't really know and we can't really acknowledge, because you've got like over 1 million pieces of information that your brain processes every second. Out of that, you're only aware of probably 30 or 40 different pieces of information from that, right? So this is why we look at the brain and we go, how do we go deeper and how do we make sure that our brain's working better? Because your brain is responsible for 99.99999% of your performance without you even knowing it on a daily basis. It's making all of these decisions for you. So there's also other research which shows us that these connectivity networks within our brain have a massive impact on our overall cognitive function. When we look at things like intelligence, for example, if we have increased connectivity in our frontal cortical areas and our hippocampus, this has been linked with a higher IQ, right? So this also suggests that we've got a lot of environmental factors. There's a lot, our environment, we are molded to our environment and we change with our environment. And this could be things like your work environment. If you're in a toxic culture, that can change you. Your lifestyle habits, your diet, your physical activity, sleep quality, stress management, all of these things over time mold you and they shape you and they make you they make you become the person that you are by changing your abilities and what you're capable of. Whatever you do more of, that's what you'll become. If you want to be kind, practice being kind. Eventually, you'll be kind. If you like to watch rubbish drama TV, totally up to you. If you want to watch that stuff, you will become that stuff and you will have those tendencies because your brain is watching this and saying, oh, that's how people should behave, right? So never, ever put your brain or yourself in an environment for too long if you don't want to become what's in that environment.